You're live.
All right. Good people. And we're going to take this link and Pastor's going to put it in a...
Yep. I'm waiting for my notification to come.
Yes,
there it is.
sir.
Boom.
And put it in the put to.
Yep. Put it on
see
there.
what it do. On two.
Let's go.
On the ones and
Share.
twos.
Copy link. Dismiss.
I want to show you a video, Pastor, that I'm going to show up here and show the people.
I'm glad you got saved.
Yes, sir. Tnt Sessions live.
God, I'm glad you got saved.
I'm also filled with the Holy Spirit. Hallelujah.
Whoa, duck tongues. Amen. I'm glad you're filled with the Holy Goose. The Holy Ghost. Amen. God, I'm glad you got
Christian
saved.
comedy,
I'm also
brother.
filled with the Holy Spirit.
I like it.
I love it.
Christian comedy.
Yep.
Let me see if I can find this to send to my...
All right, I'm sharing.
My goodness gracious me. Cut the volume down. I'm going to send this.
Yes, sir. We are live.
We are.
L-I-V-E.
It's good to be here today.
Yes, sir. Super excited about being here today. And want to say welcome to our latest edition of TNT. I am Pastor Joe. Boom! With the great Michael LaMille the first, and Michael LaMille and Pastor Joe in the background.
Sis came and said she was glad that she was able to comment again.
Yep.
I'm sure we're going to have some more people jumping in momentarily when they realize that we are here.
That we are here on YouTube. I may go live Facebook later.
Yeah, just because.
give it a little minute or two.
Yep.
But we are live, so
we
we're
are
good to go.
We are here. We're giving some people some time to come on in the room.
Yep, gotta click the chat, click the link.
Come on in the room and see what the end gonna be. I wonder. This would have been nice to share to the TV screen, but I'm going to hold it up and see can I... Oh, yeah, they'll be able to see that, right?
That's
good. Okay.
Looks good.
We're going to get a reaction from Pastor Joe about this. I didn't share it. He may know about it, but we're going to get a first reaction from the man of God about this this information that we're sharing.
All right.
Yes. Y'all boom on in and boom in.
Come on in. Come on in the room.
Good friend of ours, DJ Parker's son had a tragic accident, mishap.
Right.
And he's now feeding himself on his own. I'm excited about that, Pastor Joe.
Yes,
what do you say?
Yes,
this
sir,
is a
man.
miracle. And God, there are people that are saying that God is not working miracles anymore. What say you to that, Pastor? Like, I just have to...
He's a miracle.
We got to get DJ on the thing to talk to
right.
and the son and nephew too.
Yeah, he's a miracle worker.
Because this boy they were saying he was going to be a cabbage. You can just pull the plug. There's no life. God Almighty. But the one who gives and sustains life said something different, Pastor.
That's it.
I talked to him on FaceTime last week.
Okay,
a couple of days ago.
That's what's up.
And I said, man, you ain't you trying to get well, you ain't mess with no girls. Knowing that he got a lady friend, his lady who's been by his side the whole entire time. Say, no, she here right now. You turn the camera, she look like So we shared a laugh on that, but he is doing well. I'm glad to say we're checking in with DJ kind of periodically, directly. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
And, looking at him FaceTime, telling him I'm praying for him. We prayed on the phone. And some good stuff.
Definitely keeping that whole situation in prayer. As soon as I heard about it, immediately started praying. I mean, we all, not all of us, but we have children, sons, daughters, and Man, those
Can't imagine it, really.
Yeah, exactly. But God is a healer.
Yeah.
He's a sustainer.
There was some part of his story where they were taking his job from him, his source of income, because he wanted to stay at the side of his son.
Mm-hmm.
I find no fault in this man for staying at the side of his
Not at
son.
all.
And whatever job won't give him the grace for that, they don't deserve him.
Exactly.
That part. What you say?
Don't deserve it.
They don't deserve to have him as an employee.
Mm-mm.
The end. I stand 10 toes down by that.
10. Exactly. We could have raised some money if necessary.
That part. You're gonna fire that man for his son. He ain't thought about no job for at all.
No, sir.
He ain't thought about no job. And guess what? They bought church service to him. Lord,
Sure did.
I just want y'all to
Sure did. Bring it right to you.
Man.
Yes, sir.
That was a serious thing right there.
It was, man. But yep.
That's a serious thing. What you thinking about that Facebook? You gonna go live on it?
Oh yeah,
what?
I'm going let me go let's
see if the people, we got sis in here, a couple of people, and we booming.
Yep, we booming. I was giving it a second. Now I'm about to go live.
You know, the people, this probably is incorrect anyway, but we're gonna see how that.
Gotta make sure I got you in there.
Yeah. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. Get closer with side red extra dry. You remember that commercial? Commercials used to be real sweet. You could know the
whole thing.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. The melodies, man, they were really.
Yep.
They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid.
Yep.
Bikes to trains to video games. Biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz. Because maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, yeah, yeah, right.
Yes, sir. I remember that.
Theme songs for TV shows where people invested in it. It was really good. I mean, really, you have man, he in my phone too. Bill Cosby and man, I'm looking at his name. I can't say it. He's from Richmond, but he did the theme song. And then you turn around and go from that and have Take Six to do your. And then you have like Martin. Martin had Take Six to do his.
Take Six did. They did Different World, right? They did.
For a minute.
Did they do a Different World?
They did different. Okay. They did Martin.
Cosby before that.
Cosby, yep, before that. And man, for a Different World, Dawn sung it, and then they didn't want to pay her yet,
right?
All them checks, but you can't miss if you have as an option Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin. You can really basically close your eyes and just like it didn't matter.
No,
really,
what
you?
I mean, first of all, let's just deal with how great of a song it is. I mean, it's just a great theme song. Period.
Sis got a Grammy for that. I want to make note.
She should have
for that.
It's a fantastic song, and just but then think about the legends that sing your song.
Yes. Even that are considered that want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Aretha Franklin,
Gladys Knight,
I mean, come on, man.
You can pick one.
Pick any of them. Pick any of them.
But to land on Aretha, I have to say,
the queen. They put a crown on her for a reason. The queen. My brother, our brother, Mike Waller, is about to receive an award for being a Hampton Roads legend. And he was going through some of his resume the other day.
Rightfully so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. And talking about how, we're in this a singing group together. And he was highlighting that, we have penned a couple of songs for Gladys Knight, which, it's not really like popular songs, but she's still the Empress of Soul that's singing something that we wrote.
That part. That's
I mean,
that part.
It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we're proud to say that our dear brother Mike is often in here with y'all. Y'all don't even know that people that's in here with you in the chat. He's moving with us.
Yep.
And his dad.
Regular subscribers.
Regular boomers in there. Yep. Regular. Man.
Hey, sister JL Williams.
Hey, JL.
We in.
W.
Mhm.
JLW. All right, let me kind of show y'all this and see
Yeah, man. Let me
What
see what's
you
going
think?
on.
see what you think. Okay, this is a first reaction for Pastor Joe. I'm gonna hold it up, and for some of you in the thing, and then we're gonna discuss it a little bit. All right.
Let's do it.
I actually have a live to be on at 8 o'clock. You need to might be a part of that. But listen to
Okay.
this. All right, so I'll read this, or maybe I won't read it. I'll just play it. All right, here we go. Let me cut the volume. What's going on? Okay, talk to me. Where's no bar? Oh, here it is. All right. Won't let me. Okay, now give me some.
What's that, Boys to Men? They did it. I Take Six. They
What
did
is
it. Boys to Men did it too, though. Did Boys to Men and Take Six do it, or Boys to Men? But Boys to Men did do it.
On which one?
On
Different World.
Different World. Yeah, it may not have been Take Six.
We still gonna have to get Sis up here to let her talk to us.
Yes, sir. That's right.
I can't go
Not
back.
getting no
Doc.
sound? Is it? All right, I saw it.
Yeah.
You want to pick it up right there from that 20 seconds?
It won't let me. Sorry, you guys. It won't let me. I was just listening to it.
Musk and Donald
There you
Trump's
go.
team.
All right. So this
Is according to the
this is a
Washington Post.
different
Elon
one. So let's go back to the. See if they'll give us the right one. All right.
Breaking news coming out of Texas, where
Breaking
Texas
news.
education officials just voted to implement Bible study in all K-5 public school classrooms. Now, under these new rules, schools would not be required to implement Bible study in K-5 classrooms, but would receive $60 per student if they did that. Folks, just to put that into perspective, schools will get more money if they force Bible study onto kindergartners, first graders, second graders, third graders, fourth graders, and fifth graders. This was a preliminary vote. The final vote is scheduled for this Friday. And it comes at a time where politicians in the South have really reverted back to pre-2000 ways. They've really put an emphasis on infusing religion into education. We saw it in Louisiana, where the politicians there passed legislation that required the display of 10 commandments in the classroom. We see it in Oklahoma, where the superintendent post-Trump purchased Bibles and put them in certain classrooms. And we're now seeing it in Texas as well. This is a very dangerous agenda, and I need your help to spread the word to your friends, families, and loved ones. So be sure to follow along for more and share this video to spread the word.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting, preacher?
Interesting.
What say you?
So I would, from a broad perspective, broad perspective, agree that it could be very dangerous because whenever you have what we call the separation of church and state, and then there's this infusion, you have to deal with who's going to be in control of the religious expression.
Right.
So while we all agree that, well, not all of us, but
right,
we agree that
yes,
them making the Bible required is awesome, right? But then from a political standpoint, it could open up this huge can of worms.
Correct.
To where they could make other things required and the government could pay, right? Because
Correct.
you always have these weirdos that have to try to have everything equal. So are we going to teach children about Islam? Are we going to teach children about Judaism? Are we going to teach children about Satanism?
There's a club we went over that one time where there was an after school club that was launching about a satanic club.
Yeah, exactly. Which, you know, terrible.
Right.
But that's where it could get dangerous.
Right.
But I think it's wonderful because while nobody wants to, while people, I guess on the left, I would say, or people that are atheists or anti-religious, they don't want to admit it. We're all heavily influenced by the Bible and the codes by which the Bible, the principles by which the Bible gives us, are in large degree the codes by which societies at the highest level function. And you may not want to accept that there is a God that gave us these, but most of us believe in that level of morality.
Yes.
Right? Don't steal. Don't kill. There's no like assault clause, but you don't walk around hitting people, right? Adultery used to be a criminal act. I don't think it's criminal anymore, but if your spouse gets caught in adultery, that's grounds for divorce from a legal perspective, and gets you kind of out of some of these other things in terms of spousal support, because it's a violation. And a lot of times it's like you want to remove it after it's already set the standard for how we live. And you don't want to give it the credit for what it did to bring us to this point.
Right.
And so, you know, the common sense aspect would say, let's leave it at that. Let's not try to infuse something else in it. But we know that this is America, Jack, and people aren't. Common sense isn't common. You know what I'm saying?
Common. Do you think that the part about mandating it,
right,
is what is the scary part, or the tragedy?
Right.
The making it optional and not taking it out, just like what was her name, Madam, the girl that
Singer.
No, she did abortion, Margaret Sanger. But the other lady that did it started with an M, who took prayer out of school.
Oh yeah.
And she would that mandate or that blocking of that causes equal problems, like to block something. So as Pastor was saying, on one hand, there are pros and cons to be kind of you want to examine, and it's a can of worms, a Pandora's box, if you will, that can't be closed after you open it on some levels.
It can't. I mean, I'm blessed. I work in Portsmouth. This is the South. We're in Virginia. Portsmouth is primarily, African American, and in the African American context, a lot of people went to school to become teachers.
Yes.
But the reality is that they are ministers.
Yeah.
There's a heavy saved Black woman context in my school. It just is what it is. And a lot of times, what's said is, we don't want to offend nobody, but we're about to have grace. We don't want to offend nobody, but prayer is at 7:30 in the library if you choose. We don't want, right? And it just is what it is. We don't want to offend nobody, but won't he do it? And then that's just kind of how it is, right? But
is there any opposition at any time?
Really not. But see, there have been some people that because I've been working for a while, but I know that there have been some people who are like, man, there they go again type stuff, that just decided not to work there anymore, decided to go other places. And there are probably, some things that we might get in trouble for, right? I guess we could if somebody raised the stink.
Right.
But since the time I've been there, not only has nobody raised the stink, but I've literally had people come to me like, Mr. Williams, I know you're a pastor, let's chop it up here.
Right.
Let's get some anointing going on, blah, blah, blah. All like it's very free, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need you to lay hands on this kid. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. You can't lay hands on them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all that, right? It's all that.
Right.
That's here, right? It's probably not like that in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not like that in Maryland, or some of these more what we call progressive cities or whatever.
Right.
And so they probably want equal footing for the other stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where it gets funky, and you have to just throw the baby out with the bathwater. So now they want prayer out of schools, right? So nobody gets to pray, right? And we do every morning, we do a moment of silence.
Right.
Well, during the moment of silence, I go like this. This is what I do. And I'm starting to see some of my kids. This is what they do. Now, I'm not telling you have to do anything, but in my moment of silence, this is what I'm doing in my moment. And some schools outlaw that because it's this idea that you're actually praying and you're kind of forcing people to pray, and it's not that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it would be wonderful if we could just agree. And even if you're hurt by it, we agree. Case in point, national anthem. There's aspects of it that we understand are terrible. But this is what the country chose to represent it.
Right.
And so anytime you're chosen to sing it, it's an honor, right? It's a privilege. Somebody's recognizing you as somebody important, your vocals, boom, okay, whatever. And we can be outraged about it, but they said, okay, we landed here. And it's probably never going to change.
Right.
So if we're going to say Bible, 10 Commandments, prayer school, if we land there and leave it there, good with me. But
that's a great parallel that you just crafted right there. Yes, I totally agree with that. I totally agree. And we have to learn how to have conversation without having cognitive dissonance. And while we're learning to do that, have understanding about conditional acceptance. We've all been programmed to some extent. And as we gain knowledge on a thing or an area, then we are charged to the truth of that knowledge at that time. And we talked about this before about you can't really be accountable for your ignorance. However, you can have a consequence just because you don't know something.
Right.
Doesn't mean you won't get a consequence. If you don't know the stove is hot, you touch it and it's been on, you still will get burned. That's a consequence of your ignorance, right? Ignorance is not a bad word. Being ignorant simply means not knowing. Right. So we have to change our understanding in our knowledge of certain things, change our desire to understand differently than what we've been programmed with. And that will fall under conditional acceptance. If someone has a different or opposing view than you, like last week, we were talking about this election and politics, and there are people who are it's some life-changing things, and they're saying things, they're losing friends. It's just like COVID. They're losing family members and taking sides. And as Pastor was saying, we need to learn how to communicate opinions and views that are opposing to ours and be accepting of those. We don't have to live in that space, being in the world, not of it. Amen, somebody.
Yep.
And know how to do that effectively. The perfect example of that is the Christ, who would be in it and not participate, walking side by side with murderers and killers and robbers and people that did certain things, and not engaging in that. So it can be done. We just have to make the choice to not do it and do better. If you know better, do better.
Yep, exactly. but that's very interesting that that path is open. We need to have overcorrection of some of the stuff that we've been doing in this country.
Totally agree.
To kind of get us back center. And in a lot of ways, we've lost common sense. It just, a lot of things just don't make sense.
They just don't. I would say that a large portion of that is our coddling of people's feelings and leaning into this concept of balance that I always try to contest. I'm confident and convicted that the Creator showed me that there is no balance, only exists in weights. We have order in the spiritual realm. In the natural realm, there is order, not balance. Because if there was balance, then the enemy would have a 50-50 chance of winning. We know where the victory lies, right? We know where the glory should go. It's not a balance of glory. It's not a balance of blessings, a balance of righteousness. No, there is order. Only there's order. And we need to get back to order. Like you said, we're going to land here. Let your yays be yay, and your nays be nay. And if God said it, that settles it. There used to be some songs like that, brother.
We know a few of them.
You know what I mean? God said it, that settles it.
Yeah, but I'm with you with the whole idea of the balance thing is, stuff that we say to make us feel good.
Right.
You don't like the reality. There's no balance in the military. You're going to follow orders, no matter whether you agree with them or not, or else you're getting out.
You don't have to like it.
You don't have to like it. And they don't care whether you like it or not.
Man.
What it's going to be. And just again, kind of going through the word, rehearsing, when the children of Israel are coming out of Egypt, God gives them a certain prescribed set of how you're going to do things.
Talk, sir.
And he doesn't give equal space to any other entity.
Nor does he coddle your feelings.
No, care nothing about that. I'm God, period. You serve me this way, you're going to do it this way. You're not going to do nothing on my Sabbath. If you light a fire, you die. There's no balance. There's no balance there. You can say it's totally unbalanced if you want to. There's no balance. This is how it works. And but a lot of us probably have no clue as to how, like, black or white, God had the way that he governed his nation. It was this or death. I mean, it kind of was like, it wasn't no like put him in jail, punitive damages for a little while. It's no, got to get put out of the camp because that cancer is not going to fester here. Yeah. This is how we do things. Yeah. And it's very harsh, right? You know, masculinity, toxic. It's very harsh. It's very unbalanced.
It's orderly though.
But it's orderly.
We need order. Right. We need order. Man, you said some good stuff right there. It's order. And I would say that in your journey to order, to check yourselves, we say this all the time, have self-control and check your feelings so nobody else has to. You check you.
Yeah, you do
it. Check you. Ask Jonah how his feelings mattered to when God gave a directive. Come here, Jonah. And then you still have to do the direction.
Still got to do it.
With your pissy feelings and everything.
Still got to do it. Your feelings pissy. And take a moment and read the book of Jonah. You can read it in one night. He was still mad at the end.
That's see what I'm, bro, you got to read it. That's a good,
he was
read
still
that.
Mad at the end.
It's an easy read.
Yeah, easy read. 4 chapters, right? 3-4 chapters.
Yeah. And he still had to do it with his feelings off his square, all out of sorts. Still got to do it.
Right.
We charge people close to us that we love or connected to with coddling our feelings. If you love me, you would protect my feelings or give. I do love you. I love me too.
Right.
So you go do that, bump your head. Tell me how that go. When I told you not to go bump your head. God does the same thing. Hey, don't do this, do this. Well, God, I'm gonna just see. Okay, then you see. You still got to come back this way.
Still got to come back. Still got to come back.
Ask anybody that we did the series, The Price of Disobedience, any one of them cats, man. For real. David, Abraham, we're going to give you a child. Okay, here she come. I want a child right now. I'm too old. I don't see it. I can't see what. It doesn't matter if you see it. God said this. As the 3 Hebrew boys. He's able to, if he don't do it, we're resting in the confidence and conviction and knowledge that he's able to do it.
Yep.
He got receipts. So we're going to stand on the receipts.
Yep. The price of disobedience is we probably need to do something with that.
We got to get back to Moses. We got to do Moses.
Right.
We got to do a couple. It's because there's so many examples, man. The price of disobedience, Ananias and Sapphira. It don't always end in where you get a chance to be.
No.
Behold the feet of your. We talked about that in a couple of on one of the early ones a little bit, but they can get a whole thing on that whole, on that. They can get a whole system on that.
Yeah. I'm currently reading Samuel, and bro, I'm trying not to
all of it, or like first, or like
first. I'm right now in 1 Samuel, right,
and
and I'm trying not to make this political at all. But there's a piece of the story that I want to share and stop talking. But when Israel began to ask for a king, part of the reason why they began to ask for a king is because Samuel had been judging them. Samuel was righteous. Samuel was the guy. But Samuel's sons were knuckleheads. And all of them knew it. And the idea was these guys can't kind of carry the mantle because they're not doing right. Right? All right.
Interject. Sounds like David. With the brothers, sound like Joseph. I'm just saying, sound like right.
So they have a choice between them falling essentially under the order of God with unrighteous people.
Yeah.
Or going to God and saying, give us something different. And what God says is, Samuel, stop crying. give them what they asked for.
Yeah, man.
Because the rejection isn't these guys. The rejection is me.
It's me.
And what's going to happen?
And God
Tell
says,
them what's going to happen. And so it's a list. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do this.
God says,
he's gonna
okay,
do this, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this.
yeah.
But then the call of Saul is he's handsome. He stands head and shoulders. If we get the whole idea of head and shoulders above every man.
Yeah.
He prophesies. He catches the anointing, the Spirit of God. It's this wonderful ceremony. God gives him the anointing. He goes out and he wins this great battle. And within 1 year, it wasn't the one that we always talk about, the one with the Amalekites.
Right.
It was in 1 year he decided to offer a burnt sacrifice without Samuel. Out of order. Because you're not a priest. You're a king. You're
Even
not
though
a priest.
you got all of this, you're not this.
And what happens is
stay in your lane.
Yep. Samuel was delayed because God does things. And by the time Samuel gets there and sees him making a sacrifice, he's like, "You idiot. You just screwed up."
All you had to do was wait too.
Just all you had to do was wait, because now this is what the punishment was. God was going to establish your kingdom forever. But now it's not going to be established forever. So that was first price of disobedience, that now you're not going to be the eternal one like David became. Of course, we'll get to the Amalekites one of these days.
Right.
But I thought it was so poignant that they had a choice between what they knew or perceived as evil, or the way that God had set it up. And they chose that we want to do it the way that everybody else does it.
It's so much to unpack in that preaching. One thing you just said, they wanted to do it the way that they know. What's familiar, good God. Mm-hmm. God will always work outside of your comfort and familiarity. Mm-hmm. So it's irrefutable that it's him.
Absolutely.
He meets you in your place of familiarity. Catch this, beloved, so that you understand that it's him, and because you're already there. It's familiar. You're right. Not going to willingly go outside of your comfort. You're going to be resting in that.
Right.
But he meets you where you are and then says, "Hey, go see a man." Right? Mm-hmm. Just go in that direction, Elisha. Just go. I'm going to tell you, where am I going? Just go that direction. Mm-hmm. Jonah, go to Nineveh. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I'm going to go. You still got to do it.
Yep.
And we need to be careful about familiar.
Yes.
And change directions.
Yep.
That's what I want to say. Because when you said that, they want to go with what they know, what everybody's doing. God doesn't operate in what everybody's doing.
No.
That's why he's God. He's not confined to the parameters of time. He set time for you. I said this to some people last week. Time is not a man-made construct.
No.
Time is a construct of God. You can only construct something that you create that be outside of something that's constructed if you're the creator of it.
Right. You're the creator of it. Right. Exactly.
We're confined by it.
Mm-hmm.
So the house of time, God constructed it. He created it. And he put us in it, Lord. So we're in it. We're confined in the house of time, the umbrella of it.
Right.
We can't be outside of it. We didn't create it.
Right. Exactly. But he exists outside of
it.
In a place of eternal, which is why.
And he can meet us inside. Like he's doing.
Right, exactly. He can step in, which means he already knows what's going to happen. Already knows. So you should listen to him. Because he knows. I mean, it's so interesting that Samuel's like, this is what's going to happen with this king. He's going to take your sons. He's going to take your money. He's going to do this. He's going to do that.
Beforehand.
And they said, we don't care. We'd rather have them anyway. And God said, okay.
Sound like the same as give us Barabbas. Don't it? It does,
man.
It's the same thing.
It does. And the reason why I really, because I made a live like right after the election and kind of talking about how, this Trump situation, you could parallel it easily, that you could look at, some people maybe looked at the quote unquote unrighteousness of some of the policies of the Democrats and said, nope, that can't be God's choice. Give us this. And it's like, I already did that. Y'all want it back. Okay.
Man,
Because
how powerful is that?
some people are looking at what happened in the first 3 years, but not looking at the entirety of the first Trump term. Well, if we just have an honest discussion, there was some great things that were happening, but the totality of Trump's first term was a disaster. You could not go outside. You could not buy toilet paper. Your kids were on Zoom learning how to do their ABCs. You could not go to a church. Gas was like, we have to just, I'm not, this is not a political conversation. This is just what happened.
Just stating the facts.
This is just what happened. And so now the people have again chosen again. And we're
Give
seeing,
Barabbas.
we're seeing, like with the thing you just showed me, some of the residual, I would say, positive effects of having a guy like that in the White House,
Mhm.
right? That, you know, maybe there's going to be prayer and Bible back in schools. And with Saul, he was on it, man. People act like Saul was an evil king. He wasn't. He was a great king of Israel. He's one of the greatest kings of Israel. It's just that he had a couple of mess ups that stopped his line. But if you're going to list all of the great kings of Israel, he's one of the good guys. He's one of the great ones. He messed up.
We got to do this price of disobedience.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying we should do one.
That was it. And sis said y'all need to run the price of disobedience.
I know. I feel like we need to do like something.
Because it's something in there.
Yeah.
Sis, we got you.
We're gonna do it.
We got you. Because it's really something.
Mhm.
Elder said something over there.
It's one thing to hear about the people in the Bible being disobedient. It's another thing to hear about being on disobedient from someone you can see and talk to. I can tell you the price that is paid for disobedience. Well, you can come up here and tell us your testimony, Doc.
Yeah,
we can do
true.
them and do real life examples.
Yeah. And we all have the example of it,
yes,
bro.
Sir. Yes, sir.
For real. I think that when in what I was saying earlier about that familiarity, if you look at all of these disobedience moments,
Mhm.
and then you have to put in that variable of feelings.
Mhm.
And when you put in that variable, as we always say here, you never have made a right choice attached to your feelings.
Yep.
It just doesn't exist.
Nope.
You always got in the way
Mhm.
with that. And I'm regularly trying to connect my feelings to the truth, and if it doesn't, kind of set them on the side.
Mhm.
And charging other people to do that. It is a difficult journey, brother.
Yeah.
At the very least, a difficult journey. But I want to be the person that is absolute, like the 3 Hebrew boys. If he doesn't do it, I'm still going with God. And you can't sway me with going with that, with something else because of your whatever that is.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do this, period. I was having a conversation with my dad about that. Like, so why would we do this? It's not an example or exemplifying God,
Mhm.
right? But you feel a certain way. But so what?
Mhm.
What would God really do in that situation when you're in a place and in the situation, you're the only representation of the Most High?
Mm.
How are you going to hold the weight of that responsibility?
Yeah.
That's weighty, man.
It's weighty.
So you have to crucify flesh. The book tell you that, and walk in holiness. That is the time when you must do it. It's imperative. People's lives are depending on it.
Yep.
So if you stay in a place of familiar or what was familiar, then you have not changed for better.
Yep.
Let this mind that's in Christ be also in you. Be transformed by the renewing of change.
Mhm.
Change that familiar place. Change, and that's scary. That's that part. That's why I'm always talking about change. It's scary. I know it's not comfortable. I know, but it is very, very necessary.
It's very necessary. The image that came to mind when you were talking, biblical imagery, as the eagle stirreth her nest.
Ooh, that's good.
If you know anything about kind of how that works, what eagles do is once
That's
the
good,
eagles
sir.
get a certain age, they make the nest uncomfortable
So you gotta go
intentionally,
No.
right? They make the stickers stick into the birds
Yes.
so that they'll leave it and develop. You don't develop wings you develop wings by doing this, by
Yeah.
flying, right? And
That's so
it's
good,
it's natural.
God showed you that. That's
right.
so
What
good
you
for
saying,
me.
I'm saying it.
That's so
Like you
good
saying,
for
I'm
me.
saying it. I'm like, man, this is what God does with us.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's familiar, no, uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Why? Because he's moving you to a higher place, a different place. He's trying to get you out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So that you can experience something greater than you ever even thought that you could experience.
Love it.
You know,
Love
you
it.
can overcome things that you've been trying to avoid, but you're strong enough to go through it. He knows how strong you are. You don't get it. And he can push you right on through it.
Whew. Sometimes he sends it in the form of a person or a letter or a phone call or a text. But most often, Lord have mercy, he meets you where you are.
Exactly.
And we are continually looking outward, like grabbing for straws. Help me, hold me, you know. But he has placed it in you. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory which shall be revealed in you. That means the glory is already there. It shall be revealed, but it's there already. Pull the covers off and reveal it.
Yep, exactly. It's already there.
And it's bigger than the issue.
Yep.
It's bigger than your suffering.
Yep. It's in you.
Man, that's good.
It is.
This whole thing is good for me. I'm
with you, man.
I don't have a lot more than that, man.
I don't either. I know you said you got another appointment in a few, right?
Oh yeah. Let me show you all this. Yeah. This is what one of the things I've been working on. I left my other book in the car. Maybe I'll read the first. There's a couple of questions in here. We're gonna ask Pastor about this, but this is the book that I'm charging people to get. It's called Meet Your Straw Man. Are you familiar with the straw man?
I am.
Meet Your Straw Man and whatever you want to know. Are you familiar with this book?
I am not.
Yes. And this is interesting because this is a Bible study. There is a quote on the top of the book here. I'll read it. It says, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding." Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. That's Proverbs 3:13. Look at my snazzy glasses.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read a little bit of that for you. We're going to have a little quiz real quick before we go with these last couple of minutes. All right. This is the picture right here. You know what picture that is? See that, Pastor?
U.S. Capitol building.
Capitol, you see that?
That's what it looks like.
So the question is, good people, who meets there? What do they do there? And do they help you in any way? All right. Anybody, you all can answer. All right. You see that?
Capitol building. Who meets there?
Who meets there? All right. What do they do there? And do they help you in any way? Anybody? Anybody? Well, you can go ahead, Pastor.
I mean, I was going to say Congress. Congress. So what do they do? I would say they meet to draft laws. Do they help? They can. I don't know.
All right. So they have, I would say, what they give you some possible answers. If your answers were members of the government, they represent all the people living in the country, and yes, they create laws to protect me and my family. Then let me congratulate you on getting every one of your answers wrong. There, that's wrong. There, Sean, right there. That's what I was trying to show you. All right. Okay, that all the answers are wrong. Okay, let's have another quiz before I give you these correct answers.
Oh, I'm about to say they're not gonna give us the real answers.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right.
Okay. When was slavery abolished? Was slavery legal? And are you in debt to a financial institution?
When was slavery abolished?
When was slavery abolished?
Okay.
Was slavery illegal? Was slavery legal? Was it legal? And are you in debt to a financial institution?
Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a chance, but I'm gonna give you my answer.
Yeah.
I don't believe that slavery has been abolished. I think that we have the 14th Amendment that still allows for it in special circumstances.
Yeah.
So What was the other part? What was the other question?
Was slavery legal? Are you in debt to a financial institution?
Oh, was slavery legal? I'm gonna just go ahead and say yes. Just because this the basic answer that's coming to the forefront of my mind is probably some weird answer to say no. And am I in debt specifically, or like
in general?
Oh, am I in debt to a financial institution?
Everyone.
Is everyone in debt?
Yeah. All right. So the first one with that building I showed you all, the serving officers. The question is, who meets there? The answer is the serving officers of a commercial corporation. I need y'all to catch what I'm throwing.
That's good.
The second question was, what do they do there at that building that Sean Whitaker said is the Capitol? What do they do there? The answer is they think up ways to take money and goods from you.
They sure do.
All right. And the third question, do they help you in any way? No, absolutely not. They help themselves and not you. It's in the book right here, this book.
Interesting.
Questions 4, 5, and 6. When was slavery abolished? Was slavery legal? Are you in debt to a financial situation? Slavery has never been abolished, and you yourself are considered to be a slave right now. Don't be offended. Just get this wisdom. Yes, slavery is, quote, legal, although it is not lawful. You need to discover the difference. There's a difference between legal and lawful. These are the things I've been studying recently. And number 6, with the question, are you in debt to a financial institution? No, you are not in debt to any financial institution. There is no debt. It's all fabricated. Okay.
Well, I got 2 or 3 on that one.
Yeah, you did. So if it seems a little strange to you, and I'm just read a little bit of this page because I know it's interesting. I know y'all kind of like puzzled now. You're hooked.
I gotta get on this book.
Does this seem a little strange to you? If it does, then read on. Okay, I think I will. Those in power have a big secret. Paying tax. Watch this. Paying tax is optional. Registering a vehicle is optional. Paying a fine is optional. Attending a court is optional. Now, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Surprised? Well, try this on for size. And I just read a little bit more if you like me to.
Read.
Every mortgage and loan is fully repaid from day one. Yeah. Every mortgage and loan is fully repaid from day one. You can pay it again if you want to, but you don't have to. If nobody has told you that you have a straw man, then this could be a very interesting experience for you. So I'll stop right there. I mean, I'll go on a little bit longer. We just talked about the man.
About superintendent. Yep.
Okay, your straw man was created when you were very young, far too young to know anything about it. But then it was meant to be a secret, as its purpose is to swindle you. And it has been used very effectively to do just that ever since it was created. Perhaps it is about time that you learned about your straw man and how you can stop it being used against you. Knowing about it is the most important first step. You need to go on a journey of discovery. And I'm afraid that what you're about to discover is not very pleasant. We talked about comfort, comfortability, and familiarity, programming. Put down cognitive dissonance. Learn about conditional acceptance, which we all have been a part of. Don't hold any grudges or resentment to those that influenced us, i.e. our grandparents, parents, teachers, people who are in authority. If you are a parent who committed some of these things, release the guilt and the pressure from yourself. Start from now and push the ignorance aside and deposit this wisdom. However, if you decide to act on what you learn, it could change your life for the better. If you think that you're in debt, then you can get out of it. if you're willing to stand up for your rights and refuse to be swindled any longer. Most people don't want to stand up for anything. They want to go with the crowd. If you're interested, if so, then let's start at the beginning and find out where your straw man came from and why you should care about it. It all started when your parents had a happy event and you entered the world. You don't know exactly when that was. You don't know because you were not aware of the days of the week, the months, or of the year, or even what year it was. Even after some months had gone by, you still were not aware of these things. But by that time, your straw man had already been created. And it was being used to make some very unscrupulous people rich. It's very interesting that you were created when you were born, right? And we hear these memes and things, and I've heard actual stories of real people using their children's social security card or their name on a cable bill or a water bill. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
It's fraudulent. None of this was your fault. It happened because your parents were fooled into thinking that they needed to register your birth and get a birth certificate for you. All of that was fraudulent. But don't charge your parents. They didn't know. They were doing what they were taught and what they were exposed to and programmed with. So they applied, all caps, applied, that's a key word, for a birth certificate, not understanding what would happen when they did. Well, then what did happen? According to the local authority, they lost ownership of their baby, which was you. And secondly, they allowed a straw man to be created.
Wow. Deep.
Okay, so I'm done. Is that enough? That's a lot.
That's deep.
So go on this journey for yourself about a straw man. You can get this book. It's by David. What was his name? Just got it yesterday. David Robinson. Yes, David Robinson. They sell them on Amazon. My brother got copies too, about $5.48.
From what I'm going to get one as soon as I can. And the second thing I would like to say is they need to hire you to do the audiobook if they haven't done it.
I would do it.
I can sit here and listen to this.
I would do
on my commute easily.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm learning this, and I will start implementing some of it into because it's biblical precepts. Then we're dismantling the concepts, catch those words, and having a better understanding of the system that we're in. I've been telling people that the system is not rigged. I'm a perpetuator of that lie. The system is not rigged. True, we've all been being played, but it isn't rigged. There's a game being played, and it's akin to Monopoly. We've all been programmed and conditioned to play spades. Now, catch what I'm saying. You sat down with spades or Uno on your mind, playing bones, but the game has always been Monopoly, always. And we need to learn the rules for Monopoly, and that it's actually Monopoly being played. And that's the only issue why we're out of pocket. We've been playing Monopoly with checkers. We talked about this guy. Benny Duncan said, Benny.
My good friend, overseer Benny Duncan. Evidently, he's familiar with this book. So
I'm very familiar, Doc, and getting more and more by the moment.
Yes, sir.
And so for the boomers, I want to be articulate enough to present it in a way where people learn to have a class.
Right.
I was sharing some information with Keith, our dear brother at T2F. I shared just a couple of things and a couple of videos, and he is working now to discharge a debt for his mortgage, like $98,000. He's waiting to hear back from that. Discharging. So this is the first off of the information I share. I haven't even pulled the trigger on this stuff that I want to do.
All right.
And he's already made a move from just me sharing a couple of things.
All right, overseer, I'm going to hold you to that. I know that you're in Maryland and we're here. Yeah. And if we can't do it in person, we can do it via Facebook or Zoom.
You can come in TNT anytime.
Come on in. He has a show, Maximize Your Morning, I believe, on Facebook. It's really super popular. that he does as well. So he understands how to, the social media, Facebook space works very
I need to
well.
do
So
that.
we gotta let's hook it up. Let's hook it up. I haven't read it. This is my first moments of exposure to it. I'm committed to getting it. I love, I'm a reader.
There's also a book called The Power of the UCC. The Power of the UCC. I have that book in the car. I left it in Canyon today, but I will show you that as well. And these books are necessary in our collective.
Yep.
They are very, very necessary.
Declare your morning.
Appreciated Superintendent Willard saying that we're always sharing knowledge and I'm always trying to just help the people, brother.
Man, that's what we do, man.
Help the people. Yeah. I have several notes and I'm just learning how to navigate it. I don't have a lot of bills like that. One bill that I have that's I'm over inundated with is the toll bill.
Oh yeah, man.
But I would share these couple of things with you. It is fraudulent and against the law to pay a bill with a bill. You cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
And these paper note things that are in our pockets, I think I got like $5 to my name.
Our bills.
But this means nothing. It's not worth anything. It's printed in debt.
Mm-hmm.
It is against the law to take a debt and pay for a debt. It is even against natural law, right? Common law. We can't do that. So we need to learn these measures. Oh, here's an interesting tidbit too. This is the last thing that I'll say to you guys. I mentioned monopoly. Go and get some bills, any bills that you have, because I don't want you to think that I'm making it up. The $1 bill, I love Monopoly, so I'm familiar with that. Monopoly $1 bill is white. $5 bill is pink. The $10 bill is yellow. The $20 bill is green. The $50 bill is blue. The 100 is kind of orangish, right?
Yep.
It goes all the way up to 500. This is what I want to show you. The $5 bill is pink in Monopoly. What is the hue on that?
Yeah, I see
Preacher?
it. I see it. Common law handbook.
I just want to show you what that is. And I have a 20, which we said was blue.
Yep, you can see it.
I literally just kept these because I've been studying these bills, these notes. I want to show you that is blue. They've been playing us since 1933, a little bit before, with this money because the money is monopoly money. So it's already not real. We said it was what? Yellow. Do you see the yellow tint, preacher?
I see it clearly.
I want you to go and get your own bills and see that. All right? And tell me what you see. You should feel duped and encouraged to go and do some more research on your own.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I have.
That's it, man.
Common law handbook. Yes, I have that as well.
All right.
It's a lot going on. So I love you guys to life. And yeah, man. Yeah. Talk good. And we're gonna get out, meet your straw man. All right. Oh, I did learn in the past 2 weeks, past month, that a notary has more authority than a judge. It's higher in authority.
Really?
But 3 notaries can overturn a judge's signature on a case, on a document. 3 judges. That's right. And the IRS and today is National Play Monopoly Day. The IRS and the Internal Revenue Service are 2 different companies. Go and research, do your research. Listen, you know me, you all know me and know that I don't talk about nothing that I don't know about already. I do more listening.
Yes,
But when I know about it, I speak on it. They have 2 different logos, IRS and Internal Revenue Service. The Department of Motor Vehicles is not a part of the government. It's a department. The only citizens of the United States corporation are in the 10 square mile radius of Washington, D.C. Everybody else is an employee. Micro farmers, agricultural workers. All right, I love you guys.
All
Listen,
right,
I'm
man.
giving out
We
too
love
much.
y'all.
They're gonna be trying to cancel us.
We love y'all.
All
It's been a
right.
fantastic day. Hey, we'll see y'all next time.
We will. Boom on out. Do something nice for somebody.
Boom.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.